All right, and then we'll move on to Resolution RS 2016-282, sponsors Pridemore, Allen, and others. This approves the transfer of real property to the Barnes Fund Affordable Housing Program, certain nonprofit organizations, and authorizes grants not to exceed $416,250 for the purpose of constructing affordable or workforce housing. Do I have a motion? Second's been moved and seconded. Seeing no one in the queue for discussion, all those in favor? Any opposed? Get our count right. Next is RS 2016-283, sponsors Freeman, Pridemore, and Allen. This approves the disposition of certain real property known as 0 Alberta Street to the adjoining property owner. Do I have a motion? Been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? We now have. Okay. Next is Resolution RS 2016-299 authorizes Big Machine Label Group, LLC, to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 1225 16th Avenue South and 1226 17th Avenue South. Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Bill is recommended. Next is Resolution RS 2016-300, sponsors O'Connell, Allen, and Elrod. This authorizes RLCL Acquisition, LLC, to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 411 Broadway. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution is recommended. Next is RS 2016-301, sponsors O'Connell, Allen, and Elrod. This authorizes Ryman Hospitality Properties Incorporated to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 122nd Avenue North. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Now we're at 14. Resolution is recommended. Next, we are on RS 2016-302. Authorizes LIP Incorporated DBA Mellow Mushroom to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 212 21st Avenue South. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution is recommended. Next is RS 2016-303, which authorizes H&H Nashville, LLC, to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 135 2nd Avenue North. That motion. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution is recommended. Next is RS 2016-305, sponsors Van Reese, urges the state of Tennessee to preserve the historic Masonic buildings located at the RS Gas State Complex. Do you have a motion? Been moved and seconded. Would some council members like to speak? Councilmember O'Connell.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just asked the sponsor to speak to the nature of the request. This one's a new one for me.
Councilmember Van Reese.
Too many things on my desk. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity to explain. It came to our attention that the state of Tennessee had allocated $1.5 million for the demolition of the two historic buildings, the Masonic buildings, as we like to call them, on the TBI campus. And one of those buildings is registered and one qualifies for registration. So we are simply continuing a conversation with the appropriate parties to reallocate that $1.5 million out of demolition and to restoration. After that, we will then talk about what then to do with those buildings. But both Representative Gilmore, Jones, Beck, and Senators Harper and Yarborough are working with us on making sure that we save these buildings. Historic Nashville Incorporated issued a petition. There are now, I think, nearly 1,500 signatures on the petition from people in the area. So we'll be talking to them on the 12th next week, and I'd like to take this resolution with me. So that's the purpose.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Recommended. Next is Bill 2016-303, sponsors O'Connell, Allen, and Elrod. This abandons an existing sewer main and easement and accepts a new sewer main for property located at 12th Avenue North and Broadway. Do I have a motion? Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Bill is recommended. Next is BL 2016-190, sponsor is Scott Davis. I do have a letter from the sponsor asking us to approve a proposed substitute. And perhaps Mr. Jameson knows the nature of that substitute? You do not. Okay, I will read what I have. Oh, wow. So this is a substitute ordinance that would change the official zoning map for Metro Nashville and Davidson County by changing from SP to SP zoning for property located at 715 Stockel Street at the southeast corner of Stockel Street and Hancock to permit up to 2 attached residential dwelling units, all of which is described by lines and maps. Okay, and then further enacted that the clerk is hereby authorized and directed upon the enactment and approval of this ordinance to cause to be changed on the zoning map. And further enacted that the uses of this SP shall be limited to up to 2 attached units. And the following conditions shall be completed, bonded, or satisfied as specifically required. Vehicular access shall be limited to the existing alley. The submittal of the final plan will include a landscape plan that includes screening of the parking from Hancock Street. On the corrected set, the raised foundation note will indicate a maximum of 36 inches. And a following note that vinyl siding, untreated wood, and EFS shall be prohibited materials. On the corrected set, correct the height and the requirements of the Metro Fire Marshal's Office for Emergency Vehicle Access and Water Supply must be met. The rest is standard language for an SP. I do see some items in the queue. We'll begin with Councilmember Mina Johnson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This one is originally disapproved by Planning Commission, and it has been 6 months, but however, sponsor is here because I would like to applaud his work because this substitute and actual drawing and plan, he worked really hard and came back with a really good one. And I think that's a great compliment on that area for the policy point and also look and feel standpoint. I really want to comment on the sponsor of the bill, and I feel now comfortable supporting this substitute.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Johnson. Councilmember Sledge.
Madam Chair, I'd ask you to come back with me after our actions on this. I had a procedural question.
Okay, doke, will do. Remind me of that. Councilmember Murphy.
I just was going to ask the planning staff if they could give us an update on how we got to this point.
Certainly.
The original request to rezone to R6 was disapproved by the Planning Commission. It has since gone back to the Planning Commission where they reviewed the plan to rezone to SP, and that has been recommended for approval by the Planning Commission.
Okay, so did it go back through like the notification of the neighbors and everything like that?
Yes.
Just like the whole process all over again, right?
Yes, it did.
Okay, thank you.
And Councilmember Withers.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just wanted to remind folks and maybe clarify with the planning staff, but I believe that changes from SP to SP are a little bit unusual in most cases, but the SP the original SP that was in place was one that Councilmember Davis had worked with the community on that would have permitted day dues in RS zoning, and so that's the SP that was in place that we're referring to. And in this case, he had a straight rezoning, but went to an SP for a fully attached duplex, which aesthetically will probably blend in better with the community. So if anyone had any questions about what the prior SP was. So.
Thank you. Councilmember Sledge.
I'll take it after this vote. If that's
Oh, totally after this. Okay, good. Any other comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? I'm sorry, we are voting on the substitute. All those in favor of the substitute?
Aye.
Opposed. And now we'll vote on it as substituted. All those in favor as substituted? Thank you for voting 3 times. Okay, the substitute is recommended. Councilmember Sledge.
That's my apologies, Madam Chair. Did we take up Bill 2016-302?
I believe that We zipped right, we did RS 2016-302, which was the mellow mushroom.
But then BL 2016-302.
BL 26-302 is not on our agenda because, right, because there will be a 3 committee because of the special requirements for fiber optic.
Thank you
for
so
asking.
much. That's the procedure question I had. Thanks.
Thank you. So any other items to come before the committee? Seeing none, we are adjourned.